That's why we need, as a matter of urgency, to be getting much better 4G coverage. As you said, we're 54th in the world at the moment, behind countries like Singapore, South Korea, the United States, Japan. We need to be putting that right. We need to be concentrating on where people actually use their devices, which is why it's so important to get coverage on the major transport networks.
But in the end, it is just about
well.
putting up more masts, is it? And if that's the case, then the telephone companies should be doing that, shouldn't they?
There are requirements on them to put in more investment.
So why aren't they doing it? Why aren't they being punished?
They are, but it's just not moving fast enough, which is why we have much lower levels of coverage than other countries, and we need to get that sorted. And
but again, before you move on to that, it's not moving fast enough. Incredibly frustrating for people in a small village or a big village or a town in some cases who cannot get us in. Why aren't the phone companies being made to do it? Don't they have an obligation to do it?
They do have obligations, and the government has increased the requirements on them to invest, but we believe that needs to be taken further. They've got requirements to reach 90% of the country and 98% of premises.
And how can they be forced to do it?
Well, the government is taking new powers also for Ofcom, the regulator, to fine them if they don't meet targets.
Right.
So things are happening. But of course, meanwhile, as you say, calls are being dropped, huge amounts of businesses being lost. It isn't good enough. We're well behind the international leaders, and we need to put that right. And we say that we need to be bolder in the investment requirements, and in particular need to start looking seriously at our major transport networks, which at the moment have appalling coverage. We also, when we get to 5G, which will bring about a whole lot of new uses, we need to be ahead of the pack and not behind as we were in 4G. And from the end of this decade, 5G standards will come to be set. The rollout will be in the 2020s, and we need to be in the lead